hottest stars right now today. We're going to get right into the juicy stuff with him, former middleweight champ of the world, the Miracle Man, Daniel Jacobs, back on ATG Radio. Champ, thanks for coming on tonight.
Oh, thanks for having me. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Mr. Doss.
All right, Danny.
Wait, no, time out, Doss, real quick, because I want to, this is a special occasion. We got a lot of people from around the world. We got foreign countries on here, Louisiana, Puerto Rico, Philadelphia, Las Vegas. We got all our regions out here, but we got our man from Manchester, Flawless. I know he's, I think, 2:30 in the morning right now. Day, man. And yeah, so he stayed up. He wanted to hit you up real quick, Danny. We wanted to hit you with a couple questions real quick. Flawless, you're on with Daniel Jacobs.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you, man.
Yeah, man, it's all good, man. How's it going, Danny?
Everything is great. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, man, it's all good. Frank just threw me on the spot here. Like I said, it's 2:30 in the morning, so excuse me if I make mistakes. I'm kind of tired still. But what's your what fights have you got planned coming up, actually?
Well, we're actually working on September or October. We have a couple of options that were passed our way. So right now, I'm actually just waiting on whatever makes the most sense. And, you know, I'm looking forward to being displayed back into the ring. Obviously, with the last fight, a lot of people are, you know, curious and itching to see me back in the square. So we don't have a solid opponent yet. We've been chasing down a lot of these different guys, but to no avail. You know, we still should have something locked within the next 2 weeks or so. But definitely September, October is when we're going to be back in the ring.
Wait, can I cut in real quick, Wallace, real fast? Any
Yeah, no problem.
There was a rumor going around that you were offered a fight with David Lemieux on the Canelo Triple G undercard, and obviously we're going to go there, but I wanted to know if there was ever a fight offered to you for you and David Lemieux.
Yeah, there was a fight that was offered to me. Wasn't necessarily David Lemieux, but I know that there was, or from rumors that I've heard, that Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy Promotions were interested in having me on their card September 16th with the Triple G Canelo. Something that I was looking forward to, but, you know, the guys in their stable don't want to fight me. So it's kind of hard when the promoter wants, you know, another guy from another side to be on their card, and none of their guys actually wants to fight. So, you know, we're stuck in between a rock and a hard place right now, but, you know, we're still in a good position because we have a couple more options.
We like to feed off each other. Yeah, Wallace, my bad, man. I didn't mean to cut you out.
No, it's fine, man. Obviously, man, it's fine. Didn't get your questions off. It's all good. No stress whatsoever. So, Daniel, regarding, obviously, the last bout you had with Triple G, regardless of the result with him and Canelo, I'm guessing that if you was offered that rematch, would you take that in a heartbeat?
Yeah, I would definitely take it in a heartbeat. You know, it's just my personal opinion. I'm not sure if that side really wants to fight. You know, for what I'm hearing, you know, Daniel Jacobs is a 4 or 5 fight plan down the line. And with his age, I'm not sure how likely that would be. So I've said before that, you know, as long as I do what I have to do and remain focused and continue to win, then, you know, if the fans really want to see the rematch, it'll be kind of forced, you know, in a corner. So, you know, I'm hoping for that. But I'll take the winner or the loser, man. I mean, to be honest with you, I really feel like I'm the best middleweight in the world. I really feel like there's no one out there that can truly beat me. And, you know, I just have to start, not from the bottom, but I kind of have to start a little back again and prove myself. And now that we have a little bit more fans and a lot more interest in me and my career, it makes it that more, you know, easier to get back on the scene and make it to the top. So that I'm grateful for, and I'm looking forward to, you know, exploiting these opportunities.
Hey, Danny, this is Michael Doss, man. I just wanted to ask you, I mean, it's ironic to me that you were fighting the monster that was Triple G. Nobody wanted to fight him. They were saying he's the most avoided guy in boxing. You know, you fight the guy, you know, you give him the toughest fight of his career. A lot of people thought you won that fight. Some people didn't. You know, it didn't go your way that night. But it seems now that Golovkin is more, you know, approachable by boxers. He's not avoided anymore from anybody because Canelo made that fight, probably within a week after you guys, or a month after you guys fought. Do you consider yourself kind of being more of the avoided type now, and Triple G not being, given your fight, given the result?
Well, absolutely. I just, the fighters in the middleweight division, seeing my performance, and regardless to what the fans think, I think they understand the dangers that I have and possess. So they're trying to avoid me as much as possible. I think right now I'm a lot more risk than reward. So that's why, when I call out guys like B.J. Saunders, who has been very vocal with a lot of guys who've even said his name, who didn't show any interest in wanting to fight me. That lets me know I'm doing my job. That lets me know that I made an effect, and that, if I continue to push, it's going to be a matter of time before I get into a good position. So that's really what I'm looking forward to.
Well, I know you're sitting there, you're waiting for a lot of results to happen, and like you mentioned, Billy Joe Saunders has I think they just announced today that he's fighting Willie Monroe Jr., here pretty soon. Next month, I believe. And, of course, you got the Canelo Triple G fight. You're waiting on that result, before you do a lot of things. But, you're waiting for all these guys. But in your last fight, you weighed over. You gave up your belt because the weight. Is the weight going to be an issue?
Says you. I was not overweight. You don't, and no one else.
Well, that's what everybody's saying, Dan. I'm not.
Right. So you have to say. You have to say that.
Give me your story. Let me know.
Right. So the speculation was that, and I kind of want to clear it because the speculation was that I had to be 185 or plus pounds or whatever I was that particular night in order to withstand the punches of Golovkin and so on and so forth, blase, blase. But in actually reality, the reason why I skipped the IBF weigh-in the next morning was not so that I can weigh in heavier the next day, the following day, because at the time of the fight, the most I could have been was 175. And see, this is the thing. This is the thing that kind of bothers me because people are like, so persuaded easily, and you can see the size difference between me and Triple G, and it wasn't that big of a difference. And I just think that if people use their heads, and despite the fact that I didn't weigh in, get the full facts before people judge. But I understand the reason why this has been floating around, right? Because Daniel Jacobs was supposed to get knocked out. I was supposed to not be able to take his punches, and I was supposed to be gone within 4 or 5 rounds. So I understand, the concern, and I understand why people are saying these things. But to clear it up, long story short, I was 175 pounds fight night, and it was my skills and my abilities to be able to do everything that I have done inside that square ring that night.
And you're perfectly fine with your weight, and you're never going to be moving up. You can hold 160 for a couple more years, you think?
Yes, I do. I'm very comfortable making 160 pounds, and now that we have educated ourselves and added a lot of smart power brains to our team, I think that I can continue to have a successful career in the middleweight division. I think that there might be some options in the 168-pound division in the near future. Chavez has been talking as if he wants to fight. So, that's another option that we could have. And if it's at 68, it's something that I'm, wouldn't be opposed to. But to answer your question, I'm definitely comfortable at 160.
Well, my last question, before I pass it on, you got Triple G fighting you, a big fight. A lot of people, like you said, they were saying that Triple G was going to knock you out in 4 or 5 rounds. You withstood everything. You did a lot more than people thought you were going to do, or a lot of people. And like I said, many people thought you won that fight. Then you get Canelo fighting Chavez Jr., being dominant in that fight, and you got a lot of people saying now, since Triple G and Canelo are fighting, that the Chavez fight convinced them that Canelo is going to beat Triple G. I keep on telling everybody this. I think you would have knocked out Canelo if you fought. What are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, I agree with you.
Do you still feel like you're getting kind of downplayed in this?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's just absurd that I don't get the credit, even with the performance that I put on. I think the belief and the hype is so much put into these guys that it would be crazy to think that I had something to do with the fact that it was what it was. But I do think that Canelo wouldn't have the same outcome as me because Canelo don't have the same attributes or the same body frame, body type, and size, all of the important things that, makes a difference in boxing. I don't think he has that. He has skills. Don't get me wrong. He's a phenomenal athlete.
Don't tell me who's going to win because I want to give that question to somebody else. Between the good Triple G and Canelo fight.
Right.
I don't want anybody to think I'm taking their question.
Size really makes a difference in size skill, and I had all of that last night. The last fight. But we'll see. We'll see come fight night, I guess.
Well, champ, you come through, like a champion against Triple G. A lot of people knock you down. You come back up. You prove everybody wrong. You beat cancer. You're beating the middleweight division. You're one of the best middleweights in the world. Congratulations on everything. I wish you luck, man. And I'm gonna pass you on.
I appreciate that. I really do. And I didn't mean to cut you off. I just got a little frustrated from hearing, things over and over. I really did.
I totally understand, man. It wasn't me talking. I'm just speaking what other sites were saying, other people were saying. But I'm glad you clarified that for the fans. And, like I said, I wish you all the luck in the future.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Elliot.
Yeah. Hey, Danny. How you doing? It's Elliot.
I'm fine. Thank you.
Good. Hey, you mentioned, a move up to 168. Now, there's a tournament up there for the super middleweights. The last one, there was a couple of boxers that actually got injured or just couldn't continue the tournament. I'm wondering, there's $50 million in that pot, and I'm pretty sure you heard of that tournament. Would you consider possibly jumping in there if somebody gets injured or can't continue on?
I mean, coming from a fighter's perspective, yeah. I mean, I'll definitely do something like that. That sounds pretty interesting. It's something daring because I'll be moving up in a weight class where, I wouldn't just be fighting the guy that I could be like, okay, he's 68 pounds. I could gracefully go up and kind of, work my way and acclimate myself into it. Like, I'll be fighting all the best. So as a fighter, yeah, I'll definitely do that. But, I have a team and I'm not sure exactly what moves they would want me to make. But if you ask me, man, that's something I would definitely want to be a part of. But what actually makes sense, my team would probably have the say so. But for me, man, I just want to get back in the square ring, whether it's 160 or 168. I'm just itching to really, really get back in there and show the fans exactly why I'm the best. Like, I really feel like I gave them the last little treat with the last one. And, that confidence that I got from this last one, I just know exactly what I can bring to the table and then some. So, I'm just really anxious to get back inside.
Tim.
Yeah.
You're on. Tim.
Yeah, Tim's there. He's going to ask some Twitter questions.
Hey, wait, no,
real
I
quick.
I got a question. I got a question real quick. Danny, I don't think the 6 other guys that were talking, you asked you how you were doing, so I wanted to ask you how you were doing.
I was doing fine. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
Yes, Tim.
All right, this is Tim Cudgett. I just wanted to jump in real quick. We had some Twitter questions from the fans. I got about 2 of them that you haven't answered already within the interview, so I'm going to run through these 2 real quick. The first one from @KevinGlass9. Who do you like between Triple G and Canelo?
Who do I like? I think I don't really. To me, it's not a personal favorite as far as who do I like. Who do I see winning? I would lean more towards Triple G because there's a size difference. I'm like a true boxing fan, so I love the underdog story. So I can see myself kind of pulling for Canelo in some awkward way. But to me, in the end, I think Triple G would win. But I do think it'll be an exciting fight.
Awesome. And I got one more for you from @JDF Boxing. And you're probably going to be asked this 100 more times between now and August 26th, but what are your thoughts on McGregor versus Mayweather?
I think, for me, it's entertainment, and it's also a pride thing because I feel like, collectively as a whole in the boxing world, we have to come together and stand for the sport. And I feel like it's us versus the MMA guys. Even though I'm a fan of the MMA guys, I just stay true to my sport. So, I'll be pulling for Mayweather. And even though, fighters know that this is kind of a no competition thing, we kind of all look at it as entertainment and we want to see Floyd back in the ring. But I do think it's competitive from the competitive sport, from the MMA side, and them really believing that their guy can win. I think that kind of builds it up, so to kind of be boxing versus MMA. And I like that. So I'm going to be backing my guy and backing my sport. And I'm looking forward to seeing, what the final results are.
Awesome.
Hey, Tim, there's one more question that just popped through.
What?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. There's one more that just popped right through. Then I just wanted to, because that's actually a really good question. Go ahead, Tim. Sorry.
Yeah, he wanted to ask, what is your post-in-ring career plan?
What is I'm sorry?
Your post-in-ring career plan. So I guess after you retire, what's your plans?
Wow, see, that's a really great question, and very rarely do some of us fighters get asked that question. But I have so many different ideas, and I have so many different things that I'm working on to ensure a successful post-career life, because obviously boxers have such a hard time with, athletes in general. I can just speak for boxers. But I have a lot of different investments. I have a smart team that are helping me with so many different other things, and commentating has been something that I've been very good at. So, Al and a lot of different guys from Showtime and NBC have been helping me secure that spot and get that experience. So, something that I'm very comfortable doing, and I can see myself doing that for a long time. So, I really appreciate this question. But ultimately, what I see myself doing for the rest of my life is what I continue to do now, and that's what my foundation. My foundation is called the Get in the Ring Foundation. And what we do is we focus on children with cancer, and we also focus on health and nutrition with teaching kids. So, that is something that is dear to my heart. Obviously, being a survivor, I want to make sure that I can inspire as many people as I can. So for that, that question was great because, not a lot of people understand and know what I do outside the ring. So, and people also want information about my foundation, too. They can go to www.getinthering.org, and you can see what all I do there with my philanthropy work. So, but thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you for giving me this platform.
And Danny, we appreciate you, man, because again, I know I asked you for 10 minutes, and obviously we go over. We trick you into that, man. So all that hustle on you to get on the show with us, man. We knew what we were doing, but no, man, we appreciate your time. We know it's late. Like I said, man, we always knew you were a talented fighter. I mean, this is even back in the day, man, where you were just a prospect. And, now, I think finally your talent is everything you've been through. You know what I'm saying? You've beaten cancer, you becoming world champion, Triple G fight, and all the stuff that the people don't know about that you do. You know what I'm saying? So I think that opens it up, and your next fight, people are going to learn a lot more about you. And again, man, you're one of the class acts in boxing, and I appreciate you. We got to have some good guys, man. You know what I'm saying? You're nasty in the ring, but outside of the ring, man, we got to have some good guys, and we appreciate you covering up any black eyes at the sport death, man, with the good work you do.
Well, thank you, gentlemen. I really appreciate the kind words. I appreciate you.
Now, Danny, you see how I bothered you to get you on here tonight. When you do get a fight announcement, you get close to the fight, not too close. We don't want to get you too grumpy. Can we bother you again to get you on the show to talk about the next ass you're going to kick?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we have a lot. We'll probably have a lot more to discuss too, because some things might be in the works, and I'm excited for the interest that the fans have been showing, and I'm excited for the interest that boxing in general has been showing. So, hopefully next time we'll talk, I'll have some new news.
Well, thank you, Danny Daniel Jacobs. Thank you so much, bro. Again, all the best.